All right, good afternoon, Exiles. Welcome to my video. This is what the big streamers don't want you to see. This is a build that is solo self-found viable. It could be hardcore viable if you're careful. I don't play a hardcore style of gameplay, so I do have several deaths on this character. If you are a hardcore player, you know what you need to do to be able to make your character hardcore viable. This guy, high defense, super high damage. This is a ground slam slayer. Now, caveat, I did not come up with this build. This is not my invention. Um, a gentleman made a build for it for 3.7, and he was solo self-found, and I liked it. I wanted to play a non-meta build this league, something that everybody else wasn't playing. And what I found was nobody is posting about this build anywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against the big streamers. I watch them. Only going to name two that are that I would consider to be probably nice in real life, and that would be Ziggy D and Lifty Nerd Bro. I don't watch the blue hair dwarf guy. It gets on my nerves. No offense there is, but hey, whatever. So I'm going to switch around a couple of windows here, and I'm going to show you who actually came up with this build. And that is this guy right here. His name is Moses Plays. Feel free to check him out. He's got some good videos. They are straightforward. His guides are pretty awesome. He is not playing this class, this league. If you want to look for his video, you can do a search for Ground Slam Slayer on YouTube. And here, this is his video. I credit him for this. I'm just putting it out there for the world to see that it is a very, very, very good build for this league. It can handle the blight mechanics very, very well. You don't need any specific item. Everything that you use, you can find or you can make it yourself super duper easy, okay? Now, I have this screen up here for a reason. He is using this Demon Mangler, Karui Maul, two-handed mace that is insane. Okay, trust me, this weapon is insane. I don't have that, and I am just destroying everything in my path. So, before we get into a couple of things, we'll get to the trade stuff here a little bit later. All right, so here's my build. All right, it is a Ground Slam Slayer. This is the effect. Okay. And with Ground Slam, I don't know if they changed this or not from last league to this league, but I did get some skill gems earlier on in the league that only attacked one time every time that you hit. This character, for whatever reason, now has 3 slams per attack. So you get a little bit of increased attack speed, and you can just blast your way around in circles and kill everything in your path. Okay, let's go over my gear a little bit. Okay, this is what I have right now. Okay, I have a two-handed mace that I made myself for 4 armor scraps. No, correction, 4 blacksmith whetstones, 1 additional blacksmith whetstone, an orb of transmutation, and a rustic sash. Super cheap and easy. Stuff that you find every day along the way. The only thing that I have that I did not create or loot myself is this helmet. And I purchased it for 1 chaos early on in the league. It has the 25% increased ground slam enchantment. That's the lower tier of the Uber Elder helmet mod. The higher tier is 40% increased ground slam, and I have found some that are very cheap, 5 to 15 chaos. However, I really, really like this helmet. It has +1 to socketed gems. It has 125% increased armor. The down part of this is the light radius reduction. You get into a map that's dark or down in the delves, you are running blind. So take it with a grain of salt. You can get plus light radius on other items, randomly. So, but I really do like this helmet. So I'm going to try and hold out for either the helmet with the wings on it. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head. Or maybe a Starkona's hood, even though that doesn't have the armor on it. It's an invasion helm, not an armor helm. I like to have the armor helm because this is an armor-based character. I have a 6-socket chest item that I found myself. It was a 6-socket. I put the 4 links here and the 2 links down here. Don't mind the gems. They are not set up properly. Most of them are. The chest item and the gloves are not. I am kind of doing my own thing on the gems right now. This is my cast when damage taken setup with increased duration support, immortal call, and temporal chains. Down here I have blood and sand, which I am using, and this should be a green socket. For precision, I believe, goes in that socket. Let me see. Chest. Yep, precision would go in that socket. However, I'm running precision down here in my gloves, and I don't need that socket right now. And actually, in my gloves, I am utilizing Pride. I'm leveling an additional ground slam, and I have melee physical damage support that I'm leveling that has nothing to do with anything. So I'm using these two and not using these two. I'm not using this one. And yeah, that's it. So I have a self-made, self-found mallet. I bought this for a chaos. I found this. I found this belt. I found these gloves. I found these boots. No, correction, I bought these boots. They were a chaos, and I needed that 30% increased move speed because the character is slow without any move speed, because you don't get move speed anywhere on your skill tree. Okay, so let's go over the links a little bit. Now, starting from level 1 or 2, when you get your ground slam, you can run it on a 4 link, a 2 link, a 5 link. You don't need to go to a 6 link until you get to the mapping area, until you get to the mapping stages. Okay, you'll run a 5 link, all red, socketed mallet, mace, whatever, a maul, whatever 2-handed mace you want. The blue link is increased critical strike support. You don't need that while you're leveling, while you're going from Act 1 through Act 10. You do not need this. You get it, you stick it in your offhand, in your alternate weapon slot, so you can level it as you are progressing, but you do not need to get a 6 link at all until you get to maps. Okay, so I have a 23% quality Vol ground slam. Okay, it's level 18 right now. I got it a little bit later in the league, so I'm leveling it up. We have multi-strike support, brutality support. We're going to skip the increased critical strike support because we don't need that right now. And you can see that all of my gems are, with the exception of my main attack, they're all low quality. These are items that I found along the way. Okay, and I am leveling these gems up, and then I will make 20 quality gems out of them. Then I will level them up again, and then I will try and create the 23 or 23 quality or level 21 gems. So brutality, fortify, and melee physical damage. Okay, that's your primary weapon. These 5 reds while you're leveling. Now, if you look down here at the tooltip, it doesn't say it on the ground slam. If you look at ground slam, it says increased area of effect, increased radius, reduced stun threshold, some added physical damage, some stun duration on enemies, and more damage to closer targets. That's all it says. Okay? But if you go down here to the tooltip, you can see that it says attack repeats 2 additional times. Okay, that is huge for the amount of damage that we're doing. My damage without using any flasks right now is 40,591 at a mana cost of 26 that I am refreshing mana as fast as I can use it. I mean, you see that down here, my mana reserved, I only have 82 mana available. Okay, so that's the weapon. Those are the gems in the weapon, the skill gems. For your helmet, you're going to want to have a 4-socket as soon as you can get it. Doesn't matter what kind it is. I would stress to go for a plate helmet that has armor and life on it. Ancestral Protector, you get that early on. Summon Stone Golem, you get that in like Act 6, I think. Maim Support, and Blood Rage. Blood Rage is a very important gem to use with this build. You do far more DPS with your Blood Rage active, so that's something that you're always want to keep active while you're going. Boots, get the highest move speed you can while you're leveling. You want armor, you want life, and any resistances that you need after the first lab, or after you kill, I think it is Kitava. So in here I have Leap Slam and faster attacks. I have blood magic support, so the Leap Slam is coming, or the mana used for my Leap Slam is coming from my life pool and not from my mana pool, because I am jumping around a lot in this map, in this character. And Endurance Charge on melee stun. Okay, when I hit with my Ground Slam, I am stunning these guys, and if I jump into a pack and I stun more than one, then I max out my Endurance Charges right away. So key defensive thing for this build is stun. We want to stun as much as we can. Okay, now going over the gloves, again, you want armor, you want hit points, you want whatever stats that you need, and try and get attack speed on here. It's the only place that I've tried to get attack speed on, so I passed over several other gloves that were probably better just to get this attack speed boost. Belt, whatever. I prefer to get the studded belt because it has the increased stun duration on enemies. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And life. Resists for me were a little bit difficult to figure out. So I went out and I bought the rings and the amulet, I think, with the 16 to all elemental resistances. We do get some from our passive tree along the way. So I got resistances as an implicit. I got resistances, all elemental resistances as an explicit. I am so sorry. I don't know why I'm choking myself. And I craft life onto everything. So here I got cold resist and 15 to all elemental resistances. On my amulet, I have a dex amulet with 15 to all elemental resistances and lightning resist because that's where I was short. You see up there, I crafted the Allocates Diamond Skin passive point onto this amulet using the oils that drop in the blight encounters. And what that does is, we'll go over here. I know exactly where it is, but come on. It's right over here. That gives me 24% increased armor. It gives me 12% to all resistances, and it gives me 3% increased movement speed. And this is with oils that you get very, very early on. These are very, very common oils. We got a dark, I don't remember the names of these, dark gray, brown, and teal. So we'll look in the bank here and we'll see dark gray, I got 19, brown, I got 16, teal, I have 3. I have been crafting several amulets over the course of the league. So that's the gear in a nutshell. As you're leveling, you're going to want 2 health flasks. You'll want to have a mana flask in one of your slots for a little while. Your Quicksilver flask and basically whatever you want in the third utility flask. I go damage and I go critical strike with my movement speed, and my flasks are not qualityed up. I haven't gotten around to it yet. So let's go over the passive tree a little bit. And what I did, and I don't recommend this, I thought that I was being slick, and I skipped all of the life nodes because nothing was killing me. Like, I was not getting damaged or hurt seriously unless I chose to do something stupid. So we're starting off as a duelist, and we go down here, Art of the Gladiator, under this node tree here to master the arena. We want this almost this whole cluster. We want to go around the outside of here. And what I did was I went straight down here and hit this guy, Life and Mana Leech. This is a key to this build. This is where we get our Mana Leech that keeps us sustained. I got these two later on after I almost filled out my life pool as an afterthought. Then I went down here and I got these. Then I got these. Then I got these. And then up. I still need to get Bloodless. I haven't gotten there yet. I just finished getting my life nodes up here. And increased armor and life. I didn't get that until later. These two skill gem slots here, you want to get those as soon as you possibly can. And the reason why is this build needs to have 2 rapid expansion Crimson Jewels. Okay? Don't really care what the increased global physical damage percentage is. Not really that big of a deal. 1% here, 2% there. It's not going to make that much of a difference considering the amount of damage that we're doing. What matters is with 40 strength in radius, Ground Slam has 50% increased angle. So instead of hitting in a 45-degree angle in front of you, now you're hitting at 90 degrees plus, so probably like 125 degrees to the left and to the right. So your hits are going behind you out to the sides with these 2 gems. Very, very important. So get those as early as possible. They are super cheap. You get one as you're leveling, and when you complete one of the acts, you can buy the other one. You can buy them both as early as you want to. Just get them. Okay? So fill out the life pools as you see fit. I went for all the damage nodes, all the crit nodes, the crit strike multipliers, up here to Pain Forger, and then I came over this way and I went up here, then I went down here for Warrior's Blood, and then I came around here, got these nodes, and started filling out my life tree over here. Then I came back and I got this skill gem slot over here, these life nodes, and then, yeah, I saved life until last. This one, I haven't really noticed a lot of enemies leeching from me, or because my health pool refills so fast. I'm going to get this, absolutely. However, it's one of the last ones that I'm getting. And I'm permanently getting it for the 8% increased maximum life. Because right now at level 86, I'm sitting at 4,100 and almost 4,200. And really, it is plenty so far. I'm only doing up to tier 8 maps because I'm having difficulty getting the higher level maps to drop in the, like, tier 7 and tier 8 maps. I'm getting tier 1 maps. For your Ascendancy, you are going to take Slayer, get Overwhelm first, then come over here and get Impact second. Overwhelm is your base crit strike chance for any attack is going to be 7.5%, and then you get crit strike multipliers and chances on top of all of that. Accuracy is coming from over here at Impact. You get +2 to your weapon range. You get 5% increased area of effect per enemy killed recently, up to 50%. So that is a 50% increase area of effect from one passive point. And you deal up to 15% more melee damage to enemies based on their proximity. Then we come over here and we get Headsman, 10% more damage if you killed recently. We are always killing, so we are always getting 10% more. You cannot take reflected physical damage. This is awesome. You can do any map mod out there. We don't do any elemental damage. We do purely physical damage. And now they can't reflect that on us. So we're basically immune to all reflected damage on all maps. And we do 20% more damage against unique enemies. I haven't gotten my last passive point yet, my last Ascendancy point, but it's going to be Bane of Legends. Kill enemies that have 20% or lower life when hit by your skills. Gain 10% attack speed for 20 seconds when you kill a rare or unique. Gain 10% move speed for 20 seconds when you kill any enemy. So that's a constant 10% movement increase. It's going to be great. That's the only thing that is, well, there's two downsides to this build. One, labs, it's not a lab farmer, okay? You need to get your Atziri flask for your second lab. Otherwise, you're just going to get hammered by the chaos damage. And I did the Uber lab at level 85 yesterday, and I died to traps that were in there because I got stuck in a corner and the swirling stick things, they got me, and I got upset and I left. The second thing is, the second reason why I'm downfall of this build is you can't hit around corners. Okay, so like your arc and your traps that shoot arcs and projectiles and whatever, you can throw those out around corners and it'll hit your enemies. This does not. So if you're standing here and there's an enemy over here at the table and you hit your ground slam, it's not going to get to them because that tree is blocking it. So you're going to have to come over here and get it from the other way. Okay? Okay, so let's get into some quick and easy basics. What we want to do is I want to show you how to make your own weapons because you want to get the plus physical damage percentage on your weapons. This one has 44% increased physical damage. I made that, and it's super cheap and easy. Let me throw this junk in the bank real quick so I can have minimal stuff in my inventory when I'm trying to show you guys how to do this. Quality gems over here, and that's fine. We'll do that. Oh, I already have a two-handed mace. Okay, so what we're going to need for this is we're going to need one blacksmith whetstone. Okay? Now, this is a 0% quality enhanced weapon. I'm going to use this to level with at level 48. So I'm going to bring it up to 20% quality, right? Now, I need a rustic sash. I can go to any town, any act, whatever, and find the spell vendor. So in this case, it is Yena, I think.
Hello?
Yep. And here you go. Rustic sash. 2 wisdom scrolls. Ooh, that's very expensive. So I'm going to buy one of those. Okay. So now I have my 20% quality two-handed weapon with 30% increased stun duration on enemies. I have 1 blacksmith and whetstone. And I have a brand new purchased ordinary rustic sash that cost me 2 wisdom.
Be kind.
Now I'm going to go over here to my stash. I'm going to take my orb of transmutation and I'm going to hit my sash. I'm going to make it a magic sash. It's so super special magical.
Hello.
Go to any vendor, sell them the mace, the sash, and the whetstone, and now you have a upgraded magic two-handed mace with percent increased physical damage on it. Okay, so it can go from 41 or from 40 to 49. This is a 41. You know, you can keep re-rolling it if you want to. That's on you. But I just take what I can get. So I accept that.
Farewell.
And now I have a perfectly good two-handed mace with 41% increased physical damage at level 48. So it has one explicit on there, explicit modifier. So I'm going to take my orb of augmentation, and I'm going to hit it. And now I got 30% increased critical strike. Guess what? That's good enough for me to use the leveling. So I'm really not investing anything. You can get a mace from the weapons dealer
I
in
greet
whatever
you.
town
Be
uh,
kind.
for really, really cheap. I mean, this one orb of transmutation with 30% stun. You get your sash, you upgrade it, you get your blacksmith whetstone, and you trade it in, and now you have this same weapon, magic with percent physical damage done, and then you're going to hit it with an augmentation orb and get a second explicit mod, and good enough to go. Okay, if you need to add additional sockets, you
Jolly
can do
well.
that. Super cheap, super easy. Um, Now, you don't have to buy your weapon from the vendor. You don't have to wait for one to drop. You can go over to poe.trade and you can get a 5 link, all red socketed, whatever, two-handed mace. So we're going to go over here and we're going to look for a two-handed mace with 5 links with a maximum level of 30. Okay? So by level 30, you should have mm, several chaos, multiple not exalts, I'm sorry, alchemies, plenty of blacksmithing whetstones, orbs of transmutation, augmentation, all that stuff. You should have all of that stuff. And we're going to buy. So I got a 5 link two-handed mace for 1 chaos. I can buy that. I'll hit it with a scouring orb to make it white. I'll upgrade the quality, and then I'll use the recipe to make it magic again with the increased physical damage. And I spent a whopping 1 chaos for a weapon that I can use for from Act 5 or 6 to Act 9. And during that time, I'm easily going to make that money back. The same thing goes for your chest item. Now, remember, when I was talking about my body armor, it's a 6 socket, but it's only 4 link and 2 link. So all you need to do is find a 6 socket. It doesn't matter the links on there. You can put those links on there really, really easy. Usually get it within about 10 or 15 fusings. Um, your mileage may vary on that, trust me. But anyway, so I want a body armor, any body armor. I'm going to add the filter of 1,000 armor because I want to get as much armor as I can out of my body armor. And 6 sockets. Not 6 links, just 6 sockets. And I'm going to search for that. And you can get those for, now don't get the corrupted ones, for 1 chaos. Okay? This one is already set up with the 4 links on top. I don't have the 2 bottom ones linked, so I can just throw whatever gems in there that I want to. You have a 1 chaos 6 link or 6 socket chest with 931 armor. You can quality it up yourself. It's not great, but you know what? I was using a 3 socket armor all the way up until level 80. So, I got it at level 24 or eye level 24, and I used it all the way up until I was 75, 80. I was doing maps and just had forgotten that I was using this garbage old chess piece. But for 1 chaos, you can get 1,600 armor with 53 life, and you can craft whatever mod you have available on there. There's multiple choices here for one chaos, and 1 chaos at level 75 is really not too much to spend on a chest item that you're more than likely going to use all the way up until you're fighting elders, elder and shaper. Maybe not uber elder or uber Aziri, but I've done Aziri on a 3 socket chest item. Um, yeah, so let's go back to my hideout. And in Moses Plays video, he talks about using a Carcass Jack as his chest item. And I tried it out. I bought one. It's here. Um, and it has the 49% increased area of effect and 40% increased area damage. However, that the area damage is good, but the area of effect is really not that much. So if I was standing on my waypoint, which I'm not going to be able to unless I leave the zone and go back in, but I would not be able, my attacks go between Cassia and Alva. And with the Carcass Jack, it just goes over to where Alva stands. So it's really not that much bigger. So not worth the multiple chaos that you're going to invest in this. We're killing stuff so fast. The added damage doesn't really matter. I mean, oops, we are jumping around. Get out of the way, Cassius. We're jumping around and we're killing stuff, and we're moving along. Okay. So really, there's not much else to this build. Um, you want to keep um, precision going. Now you can take it to a lower level if you want to. I'm taking mine all the way up to 20, and then I'm going to quality it, and then I will um, level it again up to the maximum level. But I believe Moses said he had his at level 5 when he did Uber Elder, and that's fine. So I run precision, I run blood and sand, and I stay in blood stance all the time, and I run pride. So that's what I use to reserve my mana. Um, and really, the only other thing I do is before I hit my
Oh, go
attacks,
on.
go away.
Goodbye.
I'll I'll hit my rage. So you see, I have a little bit of energy shield here. Energy shield doesn't matter for this build. As soon as you hit um, your blood rage, that energy shield goes away. Okay, so and it's not going to come back as long as you have blood rage. So here's my blood rage. It is level 19 right now. So you see that my ground slam without blood rage is 40,500 damage. As soon as I hit blood rage, it goes up to 43,927. Then I hit my damage flasks, and I'm getting 50,000 damage per hit. Now, how does that work out? Does it mean per spike? Does that mean per projectile? It's not a projectile build, but
My spirit is spent.
I don't know how the calculation works, and I'm not new. I'm not new to the game, but I definitely have not been playing more than a year, and I don't know how to calculate all of this stuff. There are people that play this game that are much smarter about the game than I am, and I will leave that up to them. I'm sure that there may be. I haven't looked a YouTube video out there on how to calculate the damage of ground slam. You know, there I could think of a couple of guys that would have videos of that type because they're doing them this league for whatever bow build, pet/pet build they're using. So bottom line is you spend a total of 3 chaos, maybe 5 chaos from the time that you hit level 1 to the time that you hit your maps. Total 3 to 5 chaos, and you have everything you need to take this all the way to the very, very end game. Yes, you can get a uh, legendary quality two-hand hammer. There's only one that I would use, and it's not Jeffrey's Baptism. It's the one that is silver and has a spiky end on it. That's the only one I would use. Or you can use a Shaper two-handed mace later on after you acquire enough currency to buy something like that. But it's going to cost you several exalted. Um, you can get a Shaper body armor that has maim on hit on it and free up another socket out of your weapon. You can do that. It's going to cost you several exalted to get that as well, because you're going to want it to be six-socketed and yada, yada, yada. Okay, so that's all of that. Let me go over a couple of things. I am running the Never Sync loot filter. I have it on semi-strict mode right now. So I only pick up currencies and I pick up quality gems, any gem that has quality on it, because I use those to sell to vendors in groups to get gem cutters prisms, which I will then use to upgrade gems to higher to 20% quality later on down the road. And then last league I had 300 of these that I wound up selling at the end of the league for God knows how many exalted total. So it's a moneymaker later on, and that's that's what that is. I loot the oils and I loot the splinters, but I don't really pick up a lot of the trash. Okay, I pick up frags, I pick up essences, I pick up my div cards that are in that loot filter, and yeah, so I'll just go to sell this thing real quick while we're doing that. What did he want to buy? Okay, and trade. And I'll turn my do not disturb on after this. Sorry, really, really sorry about that. Come on, dude. Okay, come on, dude. Thank you. And he's gone. And do not disturb. I am so sorry, but I don't want to be rude and not. I don't want to be that guy. Oh, I bought a. I'm trying to buy from you. So I pick up basically only the things that I am going to use. I don't try and farm a lot of stuff. If I do get something that's worth a bit, like this mate or this wand that has, whatever, I priced it up on PoE trade and it came out to be, an exalt or two. So I'm just trying to get some cash. I'll put some things up that are worth like 5 or 6 or more chaos up there for sale. If somebody buys it, somebody buys it. If they don't, they don't. But you know what? Just farming, just playing the game. I've made well over 120 chaos. Um, I did spend several orbs of alchemy on the 23% quality ground slam that nobody's using, so they're going really cheap. You can get a 23% quality level 1 ground slam for like a chaos or 5 chaos, but you don't need it. You just use what you find, okay? Use what you find. So let me run a quick map. All right. I don't have a lot to choose from. I want to do something that's a little bit more open. I think we're going to have to go to a level 5 map. I think Lookout is open map. I'm not, like I said, I'm not super knowledgeable about the game. So just to show you how the build runs, the one thing that you want to pay attention to, the only map mod that really messes with us is the map mod where monsters cannot be stunned. Okay, if you get a monsters cannot be stunned, you want to reroll that. Okay, that's the only time you want to reroll. If sometimes I reroll when I get temporal chains mods on the maps because I don't want to move too slow. Yeah, but the do not stun, that is absolutely, especially when you get to the higher tiers, going to be the one mod that you cannot have on your maps because we stun everything. That is our biggest defensive maneuver. That's our biggest defensive plus is we are stunning bosses. We are stunning everything. We're trying to, hopefully keep them stun locked until they're dead. If we don't, we take a couple of hits. So what? Okay, so we're going to get into the map. I'm just going to run it plain, and we are going to go. All right. Get my blood. Oh, I didn't even know it was a Shaper. Okay.
Practice makes perfect.
Now granted, this is only a tier 5 map. And yes, I am slaughtering these guys like they're not even there. But, I mean, just as a idea of what the build does, you know, you are just running through these maps and just wiping up the floor with these guys. It's not something that you have to, you know, make sure that you're single targeting a specific mob in any specific map. You just blast your stuff. There's nothing that you have to do. You don't have to weapon swap. You don't have to skill swap. You just hit your mobs, hit your one attack button, and go. See, look, this guy is stunned. He's not doing anything. He can't do anything. And just keep on trucking. I do hit my damage flasks pretty regularly through the map. It's not necessary. It's just a habit that I want to get into because I really am still learning this game. For years and years and years, I played World of Warcraft. I played Diablo 3. I played War Thunder Online, which is a World War II era air combat video game, which is excellent. It's made by a Russian company. It's fun, but they started adding ships and helicopters and all this other crazy stuff and modern era jets and whatever, so I just got out of it. Did I just kill a boss or something? Something just came up on my screen. Not even, I'm just not paying attention to what's going on my screen because I kind of don't have to. You know, I hit these guys, they get stunned, they hit me, they get temporal chained, and I get a Immortal Call buff that with the increased duration. So it's all good. I do apologize. My cat just jumped up here. She is going to be yelling for the duration of this video because that's what she does. And we get in here, kill everything, super easy. And then once the bosses come out, we're gonna hit our Vol Ground Slam, burn him down. He stayed stun locked the entire time. And we got 25 mobs left on the map. You know, that was just a fast run through. We just about cleared it. I don't get too picky. If I got less than 50 mobs left on the map, I'm good to go. I really wish I had a higher level map to show you. I will show you. Oh, I got a tier 10 here. I didn't even know it. Well, let's do it. I haven't run any tier 10 maps. I have 0% completion on tier 10 maps.
How are your maps?
So, yeah, I don't care about that. And I'll look at
Stay
the, you
inquisitive.
shut up, you shush. Okay, check the mods. I don't like temporal chains, especially on a map that I'm doing for Atlas completion, so I'm going to scour that. I'll throw one chisel on, I don't care. And then I'll re-alch it. And monster damage, I don't care. They're not going to hit me anyway. Skill chains, don't care. Don't care. It's fine. So, let's run through this map first time go. We'll see what we can do. Come on. And hit my Blood Rage, and then just go. Once they get hit, they're stun locked.
My spirit is spent.
Pick up some maps, and we're just going to go. I will pay attention a little bit more in this because it's a higher tier than I've done so far. But as you can see by the swirly marks over everybody's heads, pretty much everybody's getting stunned. Everything I hit, whether it's with my ground slam or with my leap slam, any slamming maneuver is going to stun these jokers, and it's all good. Oh, you know what I didn't do in the last map? I didn't do the blight encounter, which I did want to show you. How this character does in blight. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, so as you can see, brand new tier 10 map. Not even getting my last Ascendancy for my lab. And just wiping these guys wiping these guys out drastically. Let's go over here. Jump. And as you'll probably notice throughout this map, if a mob is around a corner or behind a wall, like I said before, I'm not going to hit them because this doesn't have that whole room, whole map type clearing. Even if I use the Vol skill, it's only going to hit what it has a clear line of sight to. Shut up, monkey. She really wants my attention. Alright, so... Oh. And you'll notice that I do, just out of habit from playing other builds for the past 4 or 5 leagues or whatever long I've been playing, I do hit my life potions fairly regularly just because, just out of habit. They're going to recharge fast. Oh, there's the boss. And I'm stun locking him, and he's dead. Now, of course, he poisoned me, which is, you know, his prerogative, but didn't even know that the boss was there. I thought I was just fighting whatever, and there's no blight encounter in this map. I've uncovered the whole map, and there is no blight encounter anywhere, unless I completely passed it. Yes, I see you with your belly up, and you're looking so cute and adorable. Oh, there's this guy. Or was that guy? Yeah, there's no Cassia on this map. That is a first. I've not seen one single map that does not have Cassia on it. I mean, unless I'm stupid. If I'm being stupid, tell me I'm being stupid. But I'm pretty sure I've uncovered the whole map. Now, I don't like to play with the map open. You know, that's like one of my big pet peeves. I have this map up here. I can see this map up here the whole time that I'm playing. And I got the mouse mod that you can download. It is called YOLO Mouse. Okay, it's been approved by GGG on their forum numerous times over the years by Chris Evans. This is an approved add-on, so it's not going to get you banned because it doesn't do anything to give you an advantage in the game over anybody else. Okay, it just makes your mouse easier to see because I am old. I'm going to turn 50 next year, and you know, when you get older, your eyesight starts to go into the tank. But yeah, there's no Cassie on here, and I'm sorry that I ran that an extra 2 minutes trying to look for her. But yeah, she wasn't there. So that's the build. The the big streamers, it's not something they want you to know because they're not going to make money off of this. Um, they're not going to put their video out that targets a specific unique item or a specific skill set or specific watcher's eye gems or whatever that they're going to farm, and then the prices, as soon as they post it, the market, it's going to skyrocket on one item. So this build, in my opinion, best build that I've played in Path of Exile as far as survivability and clearability. Um, Now, yes, there have been some like skeletal mages. That was fun. The dual wielding the poet's pens with the fireballs, you know, that was cool. It was fun, whatever. But I think this is going to be the first one that I'm going to be able to take up to Uber Elder and kill Uber Elder and kill Uber Tsiri in an actual league, not with gear that I've had to farm in leagues and then transfer it to a standard character from a previous league. So this is by far the best build that I've played. It's very, very, very super cheap. It is fun. You just gotta, for the new players out there, you just gotta pay attention to your surroundings and those maps with lots of rocks or trees that are going to be between you and an enemy, and you'll pick this stuff up as you're going around through your act map or from your act zones. You're going to figure it out. You're going to, by the time you get to act 5, you're going to have this build down pat. I mean, it is super, super easy. There's not much to it. You're hitting a couple of keys. You know, you can run your flasks if you want to or only when you need to. It's up to you. You're doing enough damage without them. Delving, it's a decent delver. It's not bad. Again, the problem with delving is there's a lot of corners and a lot of twists and turns that you may not be able to hit around. But as you jump around that corner or into that open area where you couldn't hit, you're more than likely going to stun whatever in that area, and it's not going to matter anyway. I haven't died in a delve, but I'm only doing um, mob level like 65 or 69 right now. I haven't gotten too deep into the delving yet, but I do want to, especially now that we can. Oh, what the? I don't know. There we go. Now that we can pick whichever master we want to do in whatever map we want to do it in, I mean, that's huge. I don't have to run into, uh, you know, the June encounters and have these super tanky, super DPS guys just jump on my face and beat the hell out of me for no reason while I'm trying to complete a map. So I can pick those when I want to do those, if I want to do those. No, I'm not going to do these. I will do Zanas. I will do Nico, definitely, because I do love to delve. Um, I do like doing Alva, but not a high list on my priorities. But I do like Einar because you can get some good money-making stuff out of there. The recipe, if you do get the recipe that allows you to um, create a backup version of a magic weapon, the crafters will pay a significant amount of uh, currency for that. So keep an eye out for that. I am not a crafter. I only know the basics of crafting. I I'll just put that particular beast into the thing that Einar sells in the um, what you call it in the menagerie and put it up for sale, and within a half an hour, they'll pick it up. If you want to know what item values are, go to poe.ninja. You can watch Sir Gog. He has several videos that go over what poe.ninja is. Um, Mathel has good videos on that. Lifting has good videos on that. Um, Ziggy has good videos on that. If you can stand listening to Zizrin, you can watch that too. Gives me a headache. There's numerous build guys out there. Cute Dog, whoever, they're out there. But I wanted you guys to know about this build. It really is awesome. I do appreciate you watching it. I will come out with some shorter gameplay videos as I get higher up into the league and into the maps as follow-ups. So feel free to like my video, please. Thank you. You don't have to subscribe, but you can if you want to. I am going to start making some fairly regular PoE content now. If you do look at my channel, you see that I I used to do guides for Diablo 3. I have one video on there particularly about farming pets in Diablo 3 that is probably the most popular in that genre for that particular topic. So yeah, give me a like, give me a share, hit the notification maybe if you want to. So there you go. And I thank you very much.